Edgar, the boxing collector, has extended his own range of Bayonetta. Hello and welcome to Fit to Box channel. I'm Coach Simon, and here on Fit to Box channel I bring you all things boxing equipment. As you know, on the channel before I have featured Edgar, the boxing collector, and he is my go-to guy when it comes to getting Mexican made, Mexican brands from Mexico over to here to the UK, and I've featured him on many videos before. And I did do a video of his own brand, Bayonetta, and I did a video of his lace-up gloves. And today is the turn of these Velcro version. And if I just bring that round so you can see, I'm going to go all the way around these gloves. As you would fully expect, and from that flag on the back there, these are made in Mexico of cowhide leather, and these in the olive green and the black. Let's bring that there. Okay, and then what they've got is they've got a really lovely blue lining as well. And as you can see from that, they are slim in profile and shape. And you've also got a long wrist support there, and we'll go on to sort of the various sort of support that the padding on this glove gives. So these come in 12 ounce, 14 ounce and 16 ounce, and these are a 16 ounce glove, as you can see there on that label. And then again you've got that cloth badge at the back, Bayonetta, and then at the front you have got the Bayonetta logo there. So I'll bring that round. Hard to pick up on the camera on these, but there is the Bayonetta logo, and no logo on the rear fist, which obviously is something that I do like. I'd like to see that form of that Bayonetta logo on the rear in some way, but on these particular gloves it hasn't got that. So these are 199 US dollars. That's about 160 UK pounds, obviously plus shipping, plus customs for wherever you are. And of course I've mentioned before that Edgar does give a free gift with his gloves, which are either hand wraps or a straps converter. Obviously you wouldn't need a straps converter with these. Straps converter of course for your lace-up gloves. Now Edgar is one of my Fit to Box recommended stores from around the world, and they are a great source of Mexican gear. I mean, in the past, always very difficult for somebody like me to sort of get in contact with people in Mexico, the suppliers in Mexico, to get the gloves to come across here, and Edgar takes all of that out of the equation because he deals with it. Obviously he's got his own stock of gloves, he deals with the different brands and the different factories, and so all of that is taken care of, and I trust Edgar when it comes to sort of the transaction, and so I obviously will pass that on to my viewers, the fact that I do think that he is definitely my Fit to Box Mexican go-to guy. Okay, so let's have a closer look at these gloves. You have got that knuckle there. Okay, so you have got a polyurethane and latex multi-layer padding. You've got the polyurethane on the knuckle side and the latex on the outer side, and that knuckle, I would say, is probably of medium denseness, medium to soft, but I will say, look, it is a very sort of low profile in terms of padding, very sleek, you can see from there, and also quite a long glove considering how sleek it is. Let's just bring here to there. You've got that thumb, and I'll come on to the thumb later when I'll go through the comfort. You have got a really wide thumb protector there, and then on the inside you have got one, just feeling through there, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 5 very small holes, some of them going back there, but they are small. I think they could be do with being a little bigger. And then you've got on there, on the wrist, you have got the Velcro. So it's got no sort of edging, no sort of beading. Then you've got that Velcro there, and the Velcro does a good job. On the rear there, you've got that Bayonetta there with the ounce indicator, 16 ounce. And then of course you have got the fact that these are made in Mexico. And then on the front you've got some really big bulbous padding, as you can see, bulbous padding on the front, and at the back you've got about half the amount of padding on a flat pad at the rear of that wrist. So you've got more padding at the front than you've got at the rear, and you can really see that there on the camera. Then as I bring it round, you can see these are in the open hand position already. So let's just show you that. And again, just point out how long in length they are. And then you've got that medium density grip bar. You've got no elastic here to stop the gape at all. You've got no holes when it comes to the face of the glove. The only holes are the ones that are on the inside of the thumb, and as I say, they are quite small. And then of course you've got that very bulbous, overpowering almost front thick padding on the front of that wrist. Then let's have a look at the stitching. Okay, so the stitching, good solid stitching, a well-made Mexican glove. Let's come on to that liner. Okay, that's a beautiful soft liner there. Really like that liner in these gloves. Looks visually great, but also is really soft. So first up to the scale, we have the left glove. .8, and the right glove 16.6. And then let's have a look at the comfort. So slide my hands in and then put that Velcro across. Straight away you've got almost like a cable that is where you grip onto with your fingers. So that's the first thing. It's not uncomfortable on that cable, but you can feel it. Then at the end of the gloves you can feel the leather right at the end of the gloves there, and there's also what I would say is a little seam that is on where the fingertips are, so you can feel that. There is no pressure or uncomfortableness in this area here on the front of those knuckles or on the fingernails or the cuticles, so that's fine. And then you've got that really that punch knuckle surface there, and these are a real puncher's glove when it comes to training gloves. These are going to be hard on your sparring partner. And then we come on to that thumb, and as you can see the thumb is hanging out a little bit here, so you have got that thumb attachment there, but you've also, as I bring it round, you've got this bit here which is protruding. I haven't got my thumb in there. I could put my thumb in there and push it out further. That's not great when it comes to thumbing, but even if my thumb is here, still we have this bit that is protruding, and in my opinion that needs to be sorted to improve these as a sparring glove. That could easily go into somebody's eye, hit them on the sort of the retina, so for me that's a no in that thumb area. So let's put the other one on. And as I put this one on, same feel for this one. Again, you've got big padding at the front of the wrist, okay? And then you've got less padding in that knuckle area. Again, I'll just show you that thumb. Same thing with that thumb there. There's that bottom bit just sticking out too much for me. That could be easily rectified. But again, as we go here, there's the two gloves. You can see the bottom of the thumbs, but you can also see the knuckle area as well. And I think that knuckle, it's a good puncher's glove knuckle, good fist position. You have got that heavy wrist. The padding would protect someone from, if they threw a hook and it landed on somebody's elbow, you know, say for example they threw a hook, that would protect against someone else's elbow, but it is very, very bulbous, and I think a little big in terms of this glove. You've got all the weight down here and very little weight in this area here, so a very unforgiving sparring partner. I've already mentioned about those thumbs, so again, had to mark it down on sparring for those reasons. And then you can open the hand fine, which is great, which is what I always look for in both, and you don't lose the finger end either, so that's good. But when it comes to the bag, you get a good connection on the bag. I did find that my knuckles were hurting a little bit after a few rounds, and then I would say, I think if I was to use these like full term, I would be using knuckle pads with these. It's not that they're sort of rough on the inside because you've got that lovely liner, but I did find that perhaps a little hard when it comes to the actual knuckles, and for me, I would put a knuckle protector on to sort of take the edge off that sort of knuckle. So let me put onto the screen, we're putting on the Fit to Box middleweight Velcro price division Fit to Box card. The middleweight Velcro price division for gloves between 101 English pounds to 200 English pounds, or 121 US dollars to 250 US dollars. Okay, I've gone, as you can see, you've got a Mexican made glove. You have got style 94. You've got comfort 92. It's a little bit rough in a couple of areas in terms of the comfort. Durability 96. Sparring 90, that is reflected in the items that I've gone through in the sparring section, the thumb and perhaps that bulbous padding at the front of the wrist. Bag 95, I do prefer these on the bag. Value for money 96, these gloves are 160 English pounds, 199 US dollars. That gives these a rating of 93.8. That is a good rating on the Fit to Box sort of ratings cards. The previous one was 94.6, which was the lace version. That was 2 Fit to Box stars. Unfortunately, these gloves with those sort of things, especially the thumb for sparring, did mean that I couldn't award a Fit to Box star for these gloves. But let's just run through the 3 Mexican floors that I normally go through, and starting off with the weight. The weight on these, as you've seen already, the weight is fine. I'm happy with the weight. They're not like massively overweight, where you get some Mexican gloves where they're 2, 3 or even 4 ounces over the actual label weight. Rough comfort, are these the most comfortable gloves I've ever tried? No, of course not, they are not. Have I tried other Mexican gloves that are rougher in comfort than these? Yes, I have. So for me, this is not sort of a down area, it's more of a sort of middle ground for them, because as I say, you can tell that they are Mexican gloves, but they're not super comfortable, but you know, you can open your hands, you do get a good fist position. So I would say when it comes to comfort, they're sort of in the middle, and that's why I've gone with 92. Thumb, again, the thumb is comfortable. I normally say weird thumbs, and that is some Mexican gloves have gloves that stick out and go in, and that's what I was sort of talking about before. These ones really, it is just that ends, the end there, as you can see, the end there, as you can see, that bottom sort of corner bit, which is my real concern with these. And then when it comes to the front of this one, there's a little tightness in the left one. Again, I see that over and over again when it comes to gloves, where the right glove is more comfortable than the left. I would say when it comes to comfort, this one is more comfortable than this one, but only by a touch because of that little bit of tightness at the front. So in summing up, 93.8, Good Velcro gloves, top end good to be fair to them. If you're looking for a puncher's glove, a puncher's sparring glove, then this is a great glove for that. Obviously, just be aware, obviously, of those thumbs. I'm sure that Edgar probably will sort of try and address that going forward. Most companies do after I've done a review. And I really like Edgar and the service that he provides. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I thank him for sending through these gloves to me for sort of the Fit to Box assessment. The Fit to Box assessment is not for all brands, let me tell you. I have a lot of brands get in contact with me, and once I tell them the process and tell them that they're going to be put up against the other brands and the other gloves, and they sort of take a little bit of a step back because they don't want to put their gloves up to the scrutiny that I will put them under. If they're fantastic gloves, I will call it out. If they're no good gloves, I will call it out. These genuinely are good gloves. And so even though I really like Edgar, I really do think he's a great guy. I really think that the service that you get from him is fantastic. So check out his website. But the ratings are purely on the gloves that are presented to me, the ones that I test, the ones that I rate and I rank, and that is why on this occasion with these gloves, these Velcro Bayonetta just come out as good, no Fit to Box stars, slightly under what the lace version was. I really like the lace version. They come out as great gloves, but a couple of things here that prevent me from giving the same score to these. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe to Fit to Box channel, and I shall speak to you soon.